Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the North East Non-League Show, sponsored by DJ Private Hire, Gateway Accountancy Services Limited, Elite Goalkeeper Academy, Motivate, Danny Lay Plumbing and Heating, the Football Pink, and the Sporting Journeys North East Limited. Tonight is episode 97, Newcastle Blue Star special with our guest, the gaffer, Mark Nash. Mark, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight.
Oh, you're welcome, James. Yeah, pleasure, mate. All right.
Excellent. Thank you for getting out the football. Excited to see you at football last night, and you're at the football match tonight as well. There's so much going on at the minute, isn't there?
Honestly, every night very, very busy at this time of year, generally, so yeah, wouldn't want any other way. Yeah.
Definitely not. But yeah, now we're just going to be going over kind of your time at Blue Star so far and looking towards the rest of the season as well. Appointed manager last November with a club like Blue Star, the name as well was massive. Was it the kind of easy decision to come in at Blue Star?
All right, James. Sorry, there. Just the lines just dropped.
Both lost there. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Excellent, brilliant. Yeah, just saying, coming in last November, appointed Newcastle Blue Star manager. Was it an easy decision to take over?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I've been out the game for like a good few months after doing 5.5 years at North Shields, and kind of just felt quite right. The club looked like it was the one that was on nice pitch and stuff. So it just looked quite attractive. We just felt it was a good opportunity. Sometimes just go with your gut, really. So yeah, kind of just step back in after a bit of a breather.
Yeah, definitely. And going up as well last season, obviously, how did you find overall Division 2 last year?
Yeah, it was tough in terms of like I didn't really know the teams. Even last season in North Shields was the NPL, so if we went out and watched games, it was either that league or the first division. So second division, we had pretty little knowledge on it, and we found it tough. A lot of teams would come to our place and sit in, and but also raise the game because of the pitch and the facilities and stuff. And we found it quite tough at home. We've had some similarities this year, to be honest. So, but yeah, it was a tough division, like in terms of the teams. They worked really hard, and I think it was that kind of Blue Star a bit of a target on the back, if I'm honest, and we found that a little bit surprising. But we just got some momentum towards the end of the season, if I'm honest, and got into the playoffs. Obviously, we got in the back door, but I felt over the amount of games we played, the points we accumulated, and probably proved we were good enough for the first division anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And once you hear the news of obviously promotion, was it kind of pretty much getting the drawing board, getting the squad in that play that you want and get ready for a full pre-season?
Sorry, did you say that again, James?
Oh, sorry, yeah, just saying once you've got the news of the promotion, obviously getting your squad in that you want and getting full pre-season, something that's massive as a manager, getting that full pre-season, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, because we came in November and then we had to literally build a team virtually from scratch. I think there was about 5 players left, and then we had, you kind of like we're thinking, how do we get out of Division 2, and then we'll find out it's going to be Division 1, so that shifted things. And because we finished quite late, the playoff final was mid-May, the season was starting earlier. It was the recruitment side of it in the summer was slightly hurried because we felt out, so we kind of changed our strategy a little bit. So it was a lot of hustling, so we got everyone in before day one, really, pretty much of pre-season. So we had the full sort of 5-6 weeks to work with them, which was really good.
Yeah, and going into the season as well, what was the kind of your aims and the club aims going into Division 1 this season?
I think we felt like we wanted to get in and around the playoffs. In truth, a lot of the better teams in the area have moved up the pyramid now and stuff. So the league's generally quite open these days. Maybe there's a couple of outliers with your red cars and stuff. But we generally felt like playoffs might be something we could have a go at. So I'm not sure that's changed at the minute. You know, there's a long way to go. We've played a lot of games in a short space of time, but we feel we're in touch, and I think that's a decent place to be once we go Saturday to Saturday.
Yeah, like you say, them 2 early games in July when the season started early, 2 on Lost and Mars, but then a good to get that first win on board against Easton and just to get that push and getting started early, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a tricky start. I mean, again, because you know we've had lads who come down and played higher, and like never thought we'd be playing in July. We've ended up with 2 games with a few players away and stuff. You know, they're still doing the holidays and what have you. And so it was a bit of a tricky start from that point of view. Even the Easton game and then into North Shields on the FA Cup, we were still shy of a few players. So, but I guess probably most clubs probably found the same sort of thing. So it's testing the depth of your squad quite early. But yeah, once we got the Moss game out of the way, we found our feet quite quickly, and had a decent run, to be fair, especially in the FA Cup. We had some great moments going to Ferriby and winning that replay was a tremendous night.
Definitely. I mean, like you say, you mentioned the FA Cup there, beating North Shields, North Ferriby before defeating Hallam again 3-2. I mean, on the day where you kind of gut with the result in the end.
Oh, it was a tragedy. I mean, we were 2-0 up and absolutely cruising. Could have been 3 or 4. And second half, we've just not come out really. And we knew there were a threat from set pieces, and they scored from 3 of them. But one of them, the first one, was from a pen save. Our keeper saved the pen. It went for a corner, and we looked like we were busy congratulating still and not switching on. And the plunked the header in the net. The game changed after that. We to be honest, were disappointed with a bit of character to kind of bounce back from that setback, and Hallam punished her, to be honest. So that was a missed opportunity, and yeah, it was a disappointment, that definitely.
Yeah, but like you say, that the run started in August was a fantastic month. I know, as you say, cup game after cup game, pretty much, but then to September, and then 7 unbeaten, 1-4, drawn 3. You must have been over the moon. Obviously, some of them draws as well that was in there. If them little points could have been wins, could have been a lot more better as well, couldn't it? But you must have been happy with the performances.
Oh yeah, look, it's a tough one as a manager. You always think you can squeeze a few more points out, but I'll just point the fact the schedule has been mad. I mean, I know that the season last year was crazy because of the call-offs, but like I think it's went over the top. This week's our first week where we haven't had a midweek game, so we've picked up quite a few injuries, some key injuries to key players. And you kind of find this using the same players, you're running on empty, playing twice a week for like 10 weeks, I think, something like that. So yeah, a bit of a problem around. Maybe could have converted some draws into wins. I mean, one of them at Berkeley, we had to keep our sent off, and we played 20 minutes with a player in goal, and so you kind of think that was probably a point gained in the end. But then, yeah, there's been a couple of games where if I'd have been a bit more clinical, we might have some more points on the board. But as I said, it's been tough. It's been a tough run. I think we've got to be satisfied, possibly the big picture where we're at. If we win a couple of games in hand, then definitely.
Yeah, and like I say, in the training room as well, then wins and the unbeaten runs, it just makes a much more difference to the confidence and kind of going forward with the team as well, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, winning's a nice habit to get into, and when you get into that sort of routine of coming in regularly, like playing well and taking over and picking points up, especially in short spaces of time, you can alter your league position very quickly. And obviously, I certainly want to get into a losing cycle. I think we went 3 games. We went out the FA Cup, out the ball, lost the league game, and it's tough. It's tough when that happens, but then we come back and we've lost 1 in 8. So I think if you bounce back, string good runs together, you're going to be there. I think we're a tough team to beat, to be fair, because our defensive record sets best in the league. It's just we're not doing it at the other end in terms of clinical. So our scoring column isn't what it should be, and that might have been the difference. Being a few more points better off.
Yeah, like you say, the season is so open. I mean, just Saturday gone, obviously, hats off to Tower Law. Like you say, they have tried to turn things around a little bit now, but the 1-0 defeat, but was it kind of a bit of a wake-up call for the lads as well on Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in terms of performances, we keep the ball, we play some really good stuff, but pretty young, vibrant side, loads of energy, and just sometimes just not clinical enough. So, for the whole of the second half, we've pretty much played it in their half, and we've lost the game trying to win it. And sometimes you've just got to take that one chin and
yeah, and some cracking games there, obviously in Division 1 this year, and big game on Saturday as well versus Borough Rangers. Should be a fantastic game, a great advert for the Northern League, shouldn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about two clubs that come through the lower leagues, and Borough Rangers on the 3D pitch, which suits a lot of our younger players because in general that's all the play on these days and train on. So that would be good for us. And obviously we're sitting second top with the top scorer in the league, so it's another challenge for us. But I think we're at the best when it's kind of looks a bit like that. Sometimes when the expectations on us, we struggle a little bit. But yeah, it should be a crack tie, that's for sure.
Yeah, it should be a great game. And like you said, Division 1 overall this season, I know we had a couple of managers on last week and the Northern League review show that we did as well. And they just said how open it is in going for the title and then playoffs. It's going to be so exciting for fans, obviously not for yourselves as managers being involved in it, but for the fans coming to the end of the season, it's going to be great, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's pretty open, so it should go all the way. And I think the playoffs off like that, having experienced it last year, I can't say I'm a fan of it as a manager. I think the fans obviously like it because we had 1,200 and nearly 1,800 and 2 ties, so that was like brilliant occasions. But for managers, I'm not so sure your whole season defining on 90 minutes is fair.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's exciting for the fans, like you say. So, but yeah, I think it keeps the season alive for teams that are around 6 and 7. It gives them something to go for. So yeah. But it looks like it'll be an exciting sort of period after Christmas with a lot of teams going for it.
Yeah, and you've got to mention the club as well, obviously going places and the fan support at the moment. And you look at all the clubs now in the North East and they're trying to get as high as they can. Is looking at the club overall kind of the next few years, is that the aim for Newcastle Blue Star to kind of go up the leagues as well?
I think so. I think, it's an ambitious club. It's obviously a new club and it's only sort of 6 years old. And every year, lately it's been a new season for them, so like a new experience. So along the lines and then sort of Division 2, then Division 1. So probably need to take stock at some stage to make sure everything's right off the pitch and everything's right off the pitch to go forward, because the next step is the big step, having experienced it with all Shields. And you've just got to look at the Northern League teams who are in there now. There's a lot sort of gravitate towards the bottom end, which just shows you how tough it is, shows you how competitive it is. And then there's the financial aspect to think about, with the extra travel, generally extra budget that goes with it. So yeah, we're just kind of like not settling for Division 1, but I think in the time when things are right, the club's definitely set to go because the ground is obviously going to pass the grade. So why wouldn't you want to be ambitious and go for it? Yeah?
No, definitely. I mean, every time that we have the managers on or we do a club push like this, I know the fans and the support that Newcastle Blue Star get is amazing. But for some people around the area that hasn't been to a game yet, what would be your message to be to them to try and get them along as well?
Yeah, I think it's, if you wanted to see there's a sprinkling of experience in the team. There's obviously some really good players, Conor Elmas, etc. Albeit we're missing 28 weeks with a knee problem. But if you've ever seen him play at this level, then he can fast become someone who you want to see again. But generally, got a young squad. So if you want to keep that squad together for 2-3 years and build, there could be some exciting times at the club. And I said we'll get 300 plus regular. I think we had 440 odd in its birthday on the Friday night, so we tend to go for some Friday night games as well. So there's a good fan base there. And if there haven't been a long year, I think every time there's a first time visitor, whether it's an away player or a representative, the ground hopper was always a positive experience for them with the setup. So if you haven't been yet, then I would urge you to go there.
Yeah, and finally, I've got to mention obviously the great result last night for you with the Blythe Young Uns as well. I mean, how good was that game and the performance?
It was. They were brilliant. To be fair, we played exactly a year ago to the day. We got beat 5-1 down there in the same round. And about 8 of the lads were involved in that game. So for them last night to come back and turn it around was just like great for them. It's the night for them to just get rid of last year's the ghost of the kind of thing. So the draws tomorrow. We've got one more qualifying round to do before the league clubs come in. So credit to them. They're a good group. I just hope they can get a decent draw, and get themselves against the league clubs.
Oh, it'd be amazing. Well, no, Mark, thank you very much. I know you're a busy lad at night out at the football as well, so thank you so much for giving up a bit of time to come onto the show as well, and wish yourself and Newcastle Blue Star the very best of luck for the season as well.
No problem, James. I think I missed a goal actually, so I don't know what the score is.
Oh.
But not a problem. Absolutely appreciate you asking us to do it.
Excellent. But again, thank you everyone very much for watching. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your night as well.